All right. So a few things I think you should get together now is going to be the 4 rectangles. Hopefully you still have them. 2 of them I wrapped in paper. I noticed that some of the box material you chose will not look good unless you wrap it up in white paper, and it'll create a nice contrast to the site plan. So take the time to wrap them up like a present, just with some simple tape. All right. Okay, so the reason why we did this in one color and the boxes in another color is to generate a mass model of a residential structure. So what I want you to do is to take 3 out of the 4 shapes, not all 4, only 3, and use them in a configuration. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these and maybe just start to really think about how it looks and sits in a configuration that I like. And it's cool to have these like open areas underneath. Maybe it can sit back here, and what we'll do here is maybe stack them, and maybe another piece comes in, or we do this and it kind of comes over. This particular one has a little bit of a tunnel, a little opening on the inside. That's kind of neat. So just kind of play around with all the configurations you can come up with until you find one that you like. And you're going to glue the 3 together. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is this one special rule. This edge and any edge of any structure should be parallel to each other. So try not to do any crazy angles. If you want to do one that's a little bit more advanced for what we're going to do next, but I'll allow it, okay? But I think that what you should do is keep things parallel. All right, so this side, this will be parallel to that. You know, we'll do another box maybe coming in here, going up to the top level, coming in from the bottom level. Maybe this will blend over to it. All right, get that configuration done, glue it together, and make it stay. All right, once you're happy with how it's going to look, actually maybe taping it together would be good unless you want to move it again. All right, so taping or gluing is fine. 3 pieces, unless you want to try and use all 4, you can. That might look cool too. But let's see what you come up with. All right, do that, and then we will get into the next phase. Oh, I like that, how everything kind of comes in here, squares off. This looks good, has a little bit of a draw in the back, almost like 2 levels and a big main house section right there. That's not that bad. Okay, so there's my example. I'm going to assemble it, and then we'll pick up where I'm leaving off. Okay, so I have this ready to go. I've taped them all together. You could have used glue. Obviously, tape is a little quicker, and in most cases, maybe even cleaner in case you wanted to change things around. So I did use tape. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something about how I'm looking at this model at a specific angle. Okay. At this angle, what you can see here is this side of my site plan going off at this angle and this angle equally in the picture. Just kind of goes off. And all these lines that we see here are all parallel also. All right, so what is that? That is actually something that's going to be very useful for us to do later, and I want you to take a picture of your design. So take a look at how I have it nice and centered inside my design. Now, you don't have to have your entire section down here. You're going to take a picture, you'll see in the video, of your design with the least amount of clutter in the backdrop. And you're going to have it where all the lines carry back equally in this direction and in this direction as best you can. So that would be my angle. All right? Take a picture like that and then upload it to your computer, because we're going to do a tracing example or a tracing assignment off of what we see on the computer, and we're going to learn how to draw in 3D, all right? Which 99% of the architects out there need to know how to do. Okay, what I'm going to do now is show you what to do next. After we've built a structure, taken a picture of it with the angles, and uploaded it to our computer, we now have this image on this computer. I'm going to show you why this is important. What's going to happen here is we're going to use this angle of the image to create a hand sketch of a structural element. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to draw in perspectives by using what you see on the screen. And if you took it at this angle, all right, you can kind of see that the lines are going off in this direction, and in this direction it's set nicely with no confusing shapes in the background. It's just a nice, easy picture to copy from. So you're going to put it on your computer. You're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to line it up. And for right now, what we're going to do is trace. Use a pencil, and we're just going to rough outline some of the information here. And you could clearly see I'm not really using a ruler at this point. It is not necessary. Okay, and you are going to want to get some of the site plan lines too. Okay. Now we take that down, and I forgot a line. Okay. Now what I suggest here is just maybe scratch over some of these. With a pencil, you can see that you're just getting a lot of nice clean lines set up. Okay. And let's move on. All right. The next thing is to get a ruler. You're going to take the ruler and you're going to put this ruler onto the paper, and you're going to just bring lines out and make them match up. Let's see where all this is going to go. Okay. As you can see here, what I've done was I've begun taking all those lines, putting a ruler up to it, and carrying it back. Some of it might end up off the paper. If you have a bigger piece of paper, that's great. Maybe at this point in time, we tape a couple of pieces together. All right, I'm gonna have to do that, so let me go get a couple pieces of paper. We'll come back. Okay, so what I have here is the drawing, and I've carried lines out all the way until they crossed each other. So this is what I want you guys to see me do, but this time I'm going to use colored pencils, so it makes a little bit more sense, and I would like you guys to use colored pencils too. Any line that is going to go to this vanishing point, I'm going to highlight in orange, or whatever color this is. Start seeing a pattern almost. It's easy to identify lines that are going to go towards this vanishing point. Okay, I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to go to this one. And then you'll see how everything is broken down. Of course. If you don't have colored pencils, feel free to get highlighters. Maybe that helps you too. You can use highlighters or crayons. Okay, now let me get one more colored pencil here, and let's just do all the vertical lines. Now I want you to do the vertical lines also, but what's pretty neat about these vertical lines is that they all should be straight up and straight down. Line, and I think that's pretty much all of them. Okay, so orange going to this vanishing point, and we establish it by carrying lines out. After I taped paper to the back of it, I found out that this line, when it gets carried out pretty far, eventually collides with one of the lines from the top of it, and what that establishes is one of two vanishing points. When I go in the opposite direction, all the way out here, guess what? I find out that there's another vanishing point all the way out here. So this is the beginning of two-point perspective drawings that all architects will use to depict their designs in an artistic way. So what did we do? Why did we do this? The basic thing here is what we're going to do is eventually develop this into our very first two-point perspective drawing that depicts some sort of modern house. And I'm going to show you how to add detail. I'm going to show you how to add maybe some textures and shadows and eventually make this look like a very nice drawing piece that'll go great in the portfolios that you all want to develop when you start applying to colleges. So this is a great portfolio piece to finish the school year off.